Making moves beyond loss. I'm Cortne Smith.
I'm Fulton Smith.
Making sure you don't get stuck in complicated grief.
Today's moving day.
Every Wednesday morning, 5:30 a.m. here on Praise Charlotte.
Today's moving day.
Oh, yes, baby. It is moving day. So that means we can get to our next mindset, next emotions, where we're not getting stuck on something that happened yesterday. And I gotta thank y'all. Y'all did a good job. Y'all sent us some inboxes. Y'all sent us our messages. Y'all text us.
That makes you more excited, though.
Yeah, when they reminded our old minds.
Yeah. The elephant mind. This right here. But they help us out. No, it's good when we get help, you know.
We all need help.
Yeah, we all need help, but it makes this, I be telling y'all, our fellow humans, make this show more exciting. We need lots of input. Lots of input.
Yeah, we need your engagement. We need your help. We need your feedback. So talk to us. And just in case today is your first day jumping on and you weren't one of those people who reminded us of what we needed to talk about today, make sure you text us at 678-718-5019 or join us on the Instagram at Grief Garage and, get in our box and tell us what's going on with you. But we got to thank y'all for reminding us, because the word that we put a pin in from last episode was, what was that word, baby? Adapting.
Talk about me now. They talk about me now.
No, we're talking about it. Oh, you gonna tell a story about you?
Oh, adapting. That's me. Adapting. See, I'm learning how to adapt it.
Yeah, you are an adapter. And when we talk about that, saying different is okay. That's what I want people to say. Embrace different is okay. Yes. And I say that because a lot of times when something happens, the first thing people tell you, it'll be all right. It'll get back to normal soon.
I got mildew on it.
Well, it's not the truth. People don't speak the truth. They say things because they think that's what you want to hear. Things will get back to normal soon. Your old ways will be found. Well, sometimes you don't need to pick up your old ways. Sometimes the old routines, they were broken for a reason.
Just keep saying that for a repeat method. That's all they could do. They figure that sound good. But down years ago, people said that. Grandma, great grandma said that. And then just a lot of folks don't. Some individuals don't know what that means. They don't want to say it because they think it sounds good.
Yeah, because what does that mean? It'll get back to normal. So, because the thing is, if you lost your job and your finances, no, it won't get back to normal. So it'll be something new. It'll be a different. Like my husband said, you will have to adapt. Even if you find a similar job making the same or better or more income, there is
less income.
Or less. There is going to be some type of adapting that's needed. You will not just be able to jump back into your old routine and things flow, because the reason that God made the change is so that we shift and we do something different. So we got to embrace, like we see it. Today's mantra, I want you all to shout it out loud. This is in the morning, because some things are going to happen today to shake your normal. We waking up this morning, I'm letting you know some things are going to happen today to shake your normal. It's going to put you out your routine. Different is okay, because you are already in the mood to be flexible with the flow.
Flexible. Something. This is the word that get rid from our imagination. Sometimes our imagination leads down the wrong path. Is that the sixth thing?
Our imagination leads down the wrong path.
Sometimes.
When we're being too flexible?
Yeah.
Or when we're not being flexible at all?
Sometimes we get to imagine how life should be. And,
sometimes
that can lead us down the wrong road.
Got you. I got you, because I was just a little bit confused there. Every once in a while, you take me down a little path that I wasn't prepared for, just like you see it. I had a path in my mind in the direction that we're going on. But the thing is,
the same things that happen. See, I throw something at you.
I know I got to roll with you. You always trying to throw something at me, and I got to catch it. I learned how to be a good catcher. But they say, you might not hear me, but this is something that's got to be caught. And then what the pastor say, you need to catch it. So I caught it. Okay. So in the catching, I was catching what you was putting down when you threw that in the air. And I believe what my husband was flowing with there is when our imagination is what we desire and what we want, but we don't leave any flexibility in there to allow God to be God and things just to flow the way they are assigned in our life. And when that happens, because we didn't have flexibility, we break. And what's broken is really our imagination and our expectations of how something was supposed to happen. And when that happens, a lot of times we aren't able to keep it going because what we desired and what we wanted was stronger than what really has happened. You know, that's horrible. But I mean, we all have that. We wake up and we have these schedules and we want our days to be time-lighted. And let me tell you, I am guilty as charged about the schedules and the timelines. You know, I have my days, I have them written out on the calendar, Monday, in these hours and these hours and these hours. And this is when you come from a corporate world, or you come from a very scheduled world when you were very calendar oriented. But the thing is, we have to allow room for God to open up new doors and places, even in the midst of our schedule. And saying that because there are other people that are always going to be a part of that day and things that happen. Now, I do know the saying is, don't let other people's drama or let other people's emergencies become your emergency. Have you ever heard that thing?
Mm-hmm. Very well.
Don't let other people's emergencies become your emergencies, because you know they'll take over your day and they'll shift over your day. But the thing is, in that same concept, let's not get to be so, and I'm gonna say, selfish versus selfless. There is a difference.
Big difference.
Become selfish that we cannot have flexibility in our day to have empathy for other people when things happen. It's not mean you have to stop, drop, and roll every time somebody else's emergency arrives, but you can put a word in the atmosphere to help them shift or help them strengthen, because sometimes in the moment they don't need you to fix it. They just need you to speak life to it and not death to it and condemn them in that place. So sometimes that's even for you. You need to just take a moment. You don't need to stop, drop, and roll and worry about all the fires that are going around you, because all the fires aren't meant to burn and destroy and consume. Some of those fires are meant to light up certain situations as warnings, not to touch, not to go to. This is not the situation for me. So realizing that, you know, every fire is not a bad fire. It's just highlighting some of the things that are not meant for you.
2 words.
2
words.
2 words?
Yeah. Balance and adapt.
Balance and adapt. But see, we can't leave. Adapting is balance, because otherwise, if you don't have balance and adapting together, you just become, what's that? That slime.
Yeah, like the way you explained that first. A lot of us don't know the difference between adapting and balance.
Yeah, but you got to have them together. You got to have them together. You got to have adapting and balance together, because otherwise, like I said, you become that slime. You just flow with whatever touch you. You become whatever environment you're around, and you don't want to become like slime. Whatever, you know, you just slippery, become anything. And y'all know kids love that little messy stuff. But the thing is, that's not how we're supposed to come in our lives like slime. And when we're talking about becoming like that in your life, that every circumstance and situation you go through, yes, you have to address it. You have to embrace it, but you do not have to become slime and become your situation. You have to acknowledge it happened, but you don't have to become the situation or the circumstances that happen. So that's what so the balance is the acknowledgement of it, that it has happened. That's the balance of it. I've acknowledged it. I know this is what has happened, not where I am. This is what has happened. Now, the adapting is in, what do I do to continue to move? What do I continue to do that, like, what's that thing that you say? Oh, a mind in park.
That you don't have your brain locked in park.
You don't have your brain locked in park. So, because what that makes me think of, if you don't have your brain locked in park, but it's not, to me, it's not just your mind, but you got to make sure your mind, your emotions, your spirit are locked in park, because what happens is it means I can only believe that one thing can happen. And if that one thing don't happen, now my whole world has ended. So the balance It's the acknowledging of the action, whether I lost my job, whether I lost my spouse, whether I've lost a loved one, whether I've, lost normalcy, whether I just had to make some changes and shifts and transitions. So that is the balance of it. Recognizing, not denying it, trying to avoid it. That's the balance. But now the adapting to make sure that you don't become slime is saying, I am not this situation. I'm not going to let this situation mold me. I am going to take my brain out of park, my emotions out of park, my spirit out of park, and be able, first of all, sometimes I got to get into a neutral place. Mm-hmm. Other times I got to get in park and just roll on through it. Sometimes I got to back up out of it. So depending on the situation, but that's why I say you gotta take your mind out of park, your emotions and your spirit, and not get stuck on just believing I gotta sit here and it is gonna just fix itself.
Just take a deep breath. Yeah, blow it out. Just flow with the wind.
Flow with the wind.
Flow with the wind.
When we talk about the wind really is the word. Not just the wind to just let us blow willy-nilly. Like I say, we don't want to become like slime and leaves just going here and there, flowing from this person's yard to this person's yard. Because the thing is, we do need to be in some type of control. And that's control over what we're allowing to blow us. Mm-hmm. Oh, I say, when you said wind, it just made me think about the word. So what is your foundation? Where is it? How far will you go? Because some people, when they adapt, let me see what kind of chameleon I can become. And you don't need to become every environment that you jump yourself into.
It's funny to say about the wind. And the wind is adapted. It's the same neighborhood. Because the Almighty Father, He sends winds, He sends rain, sends thunder, He sends lightning, but it all goes in the right place where it's supposed to go at.
That's right.
And that's
according to Him.
According to Him. And that's where we need to learn how to flow, how the wind flow. Because it goes in the proper area at the proper time it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And because we as humans, this is our nature to get stuck in one category. Mm-hmm. And most of them talking about myself, because I always give a lot of praise to the Almighty Father and definitely praise to my wife, because I'm a type of individual. My day don't go right, or something came up at 5 minutes ago and that don't scrub my whole day up, man. And I had to give prompts to my wife. She said, "You got to get up from here. Get out of here. You got to keep it moving." So now I'm learning how to not let one situation spoil the whole day. It's still a learning process for me, but that we got to do as individual. All right, this happened. Blow it off. Let's go to the next one, and just keep it going like this, because it'll get better. Because solution is the answer to everything. We just have to work hard and find a solution. And that's the same thing as adapting. We have to keep adapting. We have to keep adapting, because if we keep adapting, then our life will be a whole lot better. It's still gonna be challenging, but when you get through writing that book,
it's complete.
It's complete.
Some of them chapters you didn't like, but the book is complete. And when you were talking about that wind and you were talking about things happening, have y'all ever been on a trip and every way that you tried to go, there was either some moral work, there was some traffic, it was a roadblock or something? And it made me think about, that's how life is sometimes. Sometimes, it might be a lot of traffic, it might be detours. And so what it made me think about, we don't have a problem on our GPS sometimes. Going away, we're not sure. Woo me, going away that we're not sure of, just so we can make the GPS reroute. We don't have a problem sometimes doing that, because we determined to get to our vacation, or we determined to get to a particular location, and we don't care if we late or not, but we are determined to get there. So that is the kind of spirit we have to have in life. That's what adapting is, pushing us back into place to say, I'm determined to get there. Okay, so I need to reset my GPS, because I don't want this detour, this road work is slowing me down. That means I need to go sometimes on the back roads. Sometimes I need to go on the unknown road. Sometimes I need to go down a little dirt path or a little rocky path. Sometimes I just need to pull over and allow the traffic to be cleared up. Those are different times that happen. And sometimes you're on the road and those things happen. And sometimes, so-and-so lives near here. Let's stop by and talk with them for a while. And so that is how adapting. We cannot become so structured. And I'm gonna tell you now, I used to be that person that when you were on the road with me, first of all, I drove fast. I don't say too fast because it was comfortable for me.
Come on now. Let's get it right now.
Say, be all the way honest.
Mm-hmm.
I drove too fast. Okay. Because I know my daddy used to say, "Ooh, how fast you going?" I know I broke the speedometer one time and you couldn't even tell how fast I was going. So I said, "Whatever the speedometer say." So, all right, we're going to tell the whole truth. I used to drive too fast. The thing is, in too fast, and so that some of us are trying to go too fast, and we don't allow the flexibility. So what happens if something jumps in our way or something happens? There is an accident that will happen. Now, praise God, that did not happen. My driving skills are great. Thank you very much. That's right. We won't talk about your driving skills, how many baps you had. Okay, so let's get back to
professionals. They always have to professionals.
Yeah, that's right. It happened to professionals.
That's how I make professionals.
They come with the professional story about people. Okay, no, let's stay on the storyline now. Because and then we'll tell you how bad, then you tell them how bad of a driver you think I am. But the thing is, I in that place when we're going too fast, there are major accidents that happen in our lives. So number one, when you are adapting, slow down. Slow down, because that gives you space to adapt without making desperate decisions when you slow.
You said it was slow.
Yes. I've learned to slow down, baby. Most of the time you don't even let me drive, so I know I'm very slow down. Most of the time I'm just chit-chatting with you. But I need you to slow down, not to be making desperate and rush decisions and becoming somebody that you are not comfortable with and who you truly are not. So that was one thing about my driving, that, too fast. I need to learn how to slow down so I could have time to adapt to other situations that could come, a better handler of life. Okay, second on that journey, I did not think about the people who were riding with me. It was all about my schedule, my time, so it was like I have a schedule. I have an itinerary. If you said we were going to a place, let's get to that place. Now let's not do all these little stops and hops and in between.
She'll get that too.
If you said we were gonna be there at 3, I'm gonna be pulling in at 2:50.
2:30.
But so we was pulling in. But what you realized is I did not stop. If my car didn't need gas, you didn't get no gas. That means we didn't stop to eat. We didn't stop to do bathroom breaks, because I told you don't be filling yourself up, because we ain't gonna stop. So the thing is,
have snacks.
Well, not even that. The thing is, you have to be prepared to stop in life for others. And that's what I was saying on that reset. When there are detours, when there are roadblocks, allow yourself to have the capability to stop and enjoy those moments of life, the moments that you need to relieve yourself, the moments you need to nourish yourself. It does not have to be such a hurry that you miss out on the living part of life. And this is where I'm telling you that this is a shift for us today. Different is okay. Adapt to the road, become a better driver, become a better passenger, become a better rider. And that's the thing. Adjust to the people that are in the car with you and understand that everybody has needs on this journey. Everybody is grieving in a different way at their own pace. You don't have to go at their pace, but be aware that everybody in the car has a different need. And that was, my 2 point for you to slow it down so you can adapt, not out of desperation, not out of, expediency, but out of actually a need that is called for the situation, to avoid accidents, and to make sure you consider the people in the ride with you, to make sure you are adapting to the right things. Yes, baby.
And back, we were going on that trip and getting ready to make that cruise.
Oh, Lord
Yeah,
Jesus.
wait a minute. That cruise, we stopped anywhere, get us something to eat, stop at whatever, that Kentucky Fried Chicken or something like that, and held us up when we was in a rush. And we got there and the shit was pulling off. But the most wonderful thing about it, we learned how to adapt. We had fun.
We did.
We had fun.
We found us a little resort.
Yeah.
That was
had 2 youngers with it too.
Oh, but we had a good time.
Yeah.
We found us a little resort that had a little gaming place. Had breakfast in the morning, that they could catch a little trolley to go play someplace. We could walk down to the videos. And the thing is, we did not even freak out because y'all got to realize we didn't get our money back from the cruise, and we still spent money for another week's worth of vacation. But the thing is, we was like, we're here. We have these kids with us. We're going to make sure they have a good time, and we're not going to get all up in ourselves. And the thing is, I know y'all say, well, why y'all didn't just get up and tell? It was so many things that happened the day before, the day after, within that, you know, and that's why I say we just adapt. And we didn't even get mad at either one of us, was like, because we were sitting there in the parking lot. And actually, the ship hadn't even moved yet. They hadn't even taken up the dock. It was just, that's how the timing was. We were there and just missed it. But let me remind y'all, I wasn't driving because we debated. But I know he just told y'all how to live there, and we wouldn't did all that stuff and everything. And so what? But now, see, now I want to talk about it 20 years later and tell the truth, the shame, the devil. But the whole thing is, we still had a good time. We were able to adapt to what our situation brought us and still find joy and peace in it and still make a good vacation out of it, because a lot of times we become slime.
Yes.
We become some slimy people. I love that we thought about that slime, baby, because we do. We become slimy people where people just don't want to be around us, because anything that happens, we just turn it into an explosive, negative situation. And you be like, I don't want to be around that slimy person because they're going to explode and lay all over me. Da, 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 da. Yeah. If you are experiencing that, you know, we all get a slimy moment. And what I say is, get back in your little slime egg or your bag, conform yourself, take a moment, but then come back out with the right consistency.
Yeah, that's it. And we use that word not as much like we both and even though you don't use the word much like we used to, we don't keep it in our mind. Like, but that's adapting. That's very important, because that can make you or either break you. And it just like me, me being a technician, I'm working on something. I'm having a hard time working on something, and I'm shut it down for the day. And now I come home with that atmosphere. Let me work on that vehicle, and then for success on that vehicle, now I need to learn how to adapt to my home environment, and sometimes that's hard to do, and that can be very important, because that can cause problem on the other end. So you have to learn you have to work on that adapting. Adapting is very important, because whatever your atmosphere out away from home, don't bring it home, or whatever your atmosphere at home, don't take it to your job, or take it to your friends, or whatever your atmosphere is. You have to be, that word adapting is very important. And that can make life a lot more easy, because you have to learn to adapt. Just like you out there boxing or something, or you're playing a football game or something like that. And the team outdoing your defense, so you got to start changing.
Come up with some new plays.
Yeah, you have to start doing that. We have to learn to adapt. Just learn how to adapt. And I have to do it. I'm learning that word adapt. I'm learning how to put that in my life, because when I married this beautiful lady here, and I keep repeating myself, I have to keep repeating myself. I told her I have to learn how to adapt, and I'm gonna keep that in my mind, because all situations is different. All situations is different. Just like way of life is different. Even though you had this issue going on in this certain part of life, it's still the same thing. You just got to learn how to adapt. You have to learn how to adapt.
I like that. We learn how to adapt. So this is the thing that I want you all to stop saying. I don't ever want to hear this term. It'll be back to normal soon. No. So stop telling you and others that lie. And I use that word. That's a big fat lie. It is, because that normal is not coming back. Whatever normal was, that was yesterday. That was yesterday's routine. That was yesterday's regiment. But today is something new, something for you to adapt to. It's something to be different. And some of us adjust a little bit better. Some of us have that parameter within us, that spirit of adaptability, that spirit of flow. If you need help tapping into that, because it's in you, that tool is in you. You have access to it. Now you need to just learn how to apply it. So if you need some application skills of the tools within you, so you can continue to move in today's flow, so you can adapt, just text us at 678-718-5019, or you can IG us and get up in our box and be a part of our tools and get in there at the Grief Garage. So you can either become part of our Graham fam at the Grief Garage, or you can text us at 678-718-5019 so that we can teach you how to apply application of the tools. It is great to have like a beautiful toolbox and have all the things that you need inside of it. And that's what we are. We are a magnificent toolbox, and God placed all these wonderful tools within us. But the thing is, a lot of times we don't know how to apply them. And sometimes we need somebody who has learned how to apply those tools already within them to show us the application. So just hit us up, get up in our box, and tell us what it is that you need, and we can make it happen.
We got us a new nickname for us.
A new nickname today. We announced it.
We are simple. We are simple people. We're gonna be a flashlight to our people. You know what I mean by it being a flashlight? Because a lot, like you just said, we have stuff in us that we don't know we have in us. We got to know how to find it, and you know, to find it, use it. So you are a flashlight. When you come to us, you're gonna be like a dark closet. Open the door up, and there'll be a lot of spider webs. And we're gonna clean all the spider webs off. We're gonna take the flashlight and shine and see what's going on down there. Then what she was looking for, he was looking for right there. Then we're gonna reach down there, we're gonna put it up out of you, then we're gonna show it to you, then you're gonna start working on it. That's why we are the flashlight. Flashlight. Yeah, flashlight. We take down in some dark areas that nobody been in.
And I'm gonna tell you, we big flashlights. And we don't run on no batteries.
No batteries.
So we not waiting for you to get
That's
right, from the sun. Yes, we are solar powered flashlights. We powerful. But they say like a light in the city on the hill, that's where we are. Yeah, so we not these little cutie lights that you have on your little keychain and all you can see is the door lock. No, when you let us in and tell us that we can shine on you, sometimes we so bright. You be like, "Whoa, I see more than I want to see." But the thing is, you get to see it all. You get to see your whole self. You get to see your whole situation, and that's the thing. We try to help you find all of those tools, not just one or two.
Because it's amazing that we carry this thing around with us as our body, but if we carry this thing around, it's our emotions and our action and our remorses, and we don't have the combination to them. And see what I mean by that, we don't have. When I'm saying we don't have the combination to it, they don't have the combination to it because they don't know how to get into the inner self.
Yeah.
They don't forget the code. That's why we mentioned.
Yeah, last week or the week before one Wednesday we talked about it.
Yeah, don't put no lock on it. Put some tape around it.
So you can still get in.
But you know, the locksmiths have master keys.
Oh, that master key.
You have the master key, and we can open it up. Now you got to give us the opportunity to open it up, but you can't open it unless you give us our. If you don't go into, we don't be trespassing. You know, we don't go into that sign say,
welcome.
Yeah, trespassing. We don't do that. That little sign you say you're gonna put in our yard.
Oh, at the mailbox before people drive down the driveway. I said, if you don't feel Holy Spirit invited, don't enter the driveway. Because you might just have to meet Jesus today.
Yeah.
If you were not Holy Spirit invited, do not drive down the driveway because you might have to meet Jesus today. So y'all can take that as the sweetest way that I meant it.
Yeah, the sweetest way that she meant it.
Oh. Yes.
And go that word again. You got to learn to adapt. Because once you meet something that you're not supposed to meet, you got to learn how to adapt real quick if you don't.
Okay. So, babe, you want coffee? You want tea today?
I want chocolate coffee.
Chocolate coffee.
Chocolate coffee.
All right. Well, we'll see y'all next Wednesday after we have our chocolate coffee.
Making moves beyond loss. I'm Cortne Smith. I'm Fulton Smith. Making